It is Friday, the first day of September 2023. I believe it's in order to say Happy New Month. Good evening and welcome to Newswatch on Hope TV, the station where you look and live. I'm Tess Njenga and our sign language interpreter is Monica Aching. Let's take a look at the day's stories. Now, President William Ruto has said that his administration is prioritizing the completion of all stalled facilities, including the controversial stadia promised in the past regime. Speaking during the official opening of the Talanta Plaza in Nairobi, in the company of Sports Cabinet Secretary Ababu Namwamba, the president cited the Talanta Hela initiative, which seeks to encourage youth to pursue their artistic and sporting goals. The Talanta Plaza building will be the new home of the Ministry of Youth Affairs, Arts and Sports. The president said the government is investing in the monetization of talents to bolster entrepreneurship, innovation, and economic growth, and is keen on the conversion of passions into livelihoods, creating an empowered and self-reliant generation.
This project reflects our commitment to sports, youth, and arts, and is now the nerve center of the Talanta Hela initiative, our flagship program to monetize talent in our country. It is the new home of the advancement of sports, the growth of arts, and the empowerment of our young people across all talents. The Talanta Hela initiative is a true bottom-up program focused on empowerment, the creation of opportunities, and the transformation of sports, youth affairs, and arts into a viable vehicle for transforming our country and expanding opportunities for our young people. Investing in the monetization of talent will bolster entrepreneurship, innovation, and economic growth through the conversion of passions into livelihoods, creating an empowered and a self-reliant generation and people. Through Talanta Hela, we encourage our young people to dream big and pursue their artistic and sporting goals with unwavering determination and renewed urgency.
Our production of
Interior Cabinet Secretary Kithure Kindiki has vowed no relent on the crackdown against corrupt passport cartels sabotaging the process of passport issuance. Speaking when he revisited Nyayo House this morning after his visit yesterday evening, the Cabinet Secretary noted that order is being achieved, saying that he will pitch camp in the area until reforms are efficiently achieved. Kindiki maintained that the reforms will continue so as to clean up all corrupt officers not only at Nyayo House, but in every other immigration department in the country. The Cabinet Secretary added that the exercise is not mere PR, but a bid to make sure that bribery and corruption is eradicated.
Passports is still below the demand. We will bring normalcy by first addressing the entire backlog, and once the backlog is completely removed, we will stick to the directive that I gave in February, which is every applicant of a passport must receive it within 7 working days. And if it is an emergency, they must receive their document, their passport, within 24 hours. Once we sustain that objective, we will bring that timeline down again, but we want to go step by step. Once we achieve the 1 week timeline for the passport to be availed, we will set a new target, and by that time we'll have acquired more equipment, more printers, and we'll have invested a little more in more personnel and more facilities, including computers and IT technology. So the long story is this: The journey that we have started here, we are committed to complete it. Number two, although there is some progress, we are not yet there. Number three, the policy changes we have made here are going to be permanent.
The Ministry of Labour and Social Protection and Senior Citizens Affairs has begun a registration exercise that targets 500,000 new beneficiaries of the Inua Jamii Cash Transfer Program. This will take place across the whole country and marks a substantial step towards fulfilling the government's commitment to increase the number of beneficiaries from 1.23 million to 2.5 million. The initiative, designed to provide monthly stipends to the vulnerable citizens in Kenya, targets orphans and vulnerable children, older persons, and persons with severe disabilities. The program aims to alleviate poverty and improve the well-being of those in need.
That it is good for them to register. We want to start with 14 days first, and then we see how the turn-up will be. But I also want to encourage people to register. Our target is, of course, 500,000, 500,000. And after that, we will validate the data that we will have gotten from the field, and then we see who really is so needy and very, very qualified for this stipend of 2,000. That His Excellency the President has guided. So, and I want to stress a point here that we are paying this stipend, the 2,000 shillings, Kenya shillings, on a monthly basis. We started this, and this was purely a guide for under directive from His Excellency the President, Dr. William Samoei Ruto.
Now, President William Ruto earlier today attended the Africa Youth Climate Assembly 2023 at the Kenyatta International Convention Center, KICC, Nairobi, ahead of next week's Africa Climate Summit. The president has asked African youth to play a leading role in climate change action, as they are the greatest stakeholders in climate change action, saying they are the custodians of the future. The president stated that Africa is taking a leadership role in climate change action by transitioning from a victim to a solution provider. President Ruto called on African states to take advantage of climate action to create opportunities for the youth. He also noted that Africa's abundance of resources in renewable energy positions the continent to benefit from climate action.
Africa's youth are the continent's cheetah generation. You are techno and business savvy. You are change makers, defying the continent's stereotypes of hunger, war, famine, and begging bowls. That is why we are holding the African Youth Climate Assembly to cut and raise for the Africa Climate Summit, so that you set the tempo for this summit. You are all aware that green jobs will not only provide the much-needed employment opportunities for yourselves, but they will also give you an outlet to contribute directly to the fight against climate change by adopting green behaviors at the workplace.
Our assembly embodies the immense potential of African youth, providing the age is not barrier, but a catalyst also of transformation. The policies crafted now are going to determine the world we, the youth, inherit, and we urge you to seize the urgency, committing to sustainable development, renewable energy, and equitable resource access. And with your support, Africa can emerge as a climate-resilient hub of innovations.
Our youth can imagine that future. You signal that if climate action can enhance livelihoods and support families, you will stand behind it and support it. And I want to confirm to you that that is indeed the case. Over the next few days, Africa and global political leaders, investors, industry leaders, and scientific experts will explore how Africa can harness its potential to play a pivotal role in the global fight against climate change. Our untapped potential in renewable energy and natural resources is a key factor. These three elements, the young people of our continent, providing labor, innovation, creativity, enterprise, the energy resources that are abundant in our continent, and the natural assets that we have in this continent, whether it is green minerals or whether it is carbon sinks, are the driving forces behind the technical feasibility and commercial viability.
And on that note, let us take a very short break on Newswatch tonight. We have plenty more coming up.
Naam, ni wakati wa kubadilisha na kubatilisha anga kwa mazungumzo tendeti, mziki bomba na burudani mufti.
Na sio burudani tu, bali tutajikita katika kukupa tumaini kila unapoamka.
Wow, weka miadi nasi, Amani Aila.
Nami Beatrice Watare.
Kila Jumatatu hadi Ijumaa.
Kutoka mwendo wa saa 1 hadi saa 3 kwenye kipindi bomba Tumaini Alfajiri.
Love Nairobi Festival with evangelist Andrew Palau is coming to Nairobi. All are welcome at this free event. 3 days of great music with Don Moen, Pompi, Evelyn Monjuru, and more of Kenya's best artists. Bring the kids to the family fun zone, see high-flying motorcycle and BMX bicycle demonstrations.
Now, Action Aid International Kenya has today launched the Fund Our Future Climate campaign, a global initiative backed by over 70 Action Aid offices worldwide and numerous allies. The campaign considered a significant call for climate action and targets divestment, from harmful practices, support for renewable energy, sustainable agriculture, and climate justice.
In a major international effort to combat the climate crisis, Action Aid International Kenya has today launched the Fund Our Future Climate campaign. The initiative, which involves over 70 ActionAid offices worldwide, has garnered support from numerous allies, is gaining traction as a call for global action on climate change.
During the Paris...
Susan Otieno, the executive director of ActionAid Kenya, stated the campaign's strength lies in its widespread collaboration with more than 70 ActionAid offices worldwide and hundreds of allies uniting to address the pressing climate crisis.
The communities that we work with, but most importantly also, as a member of the Kenya platform on climate governance, we are here to talk about climate justice. We are here to talk together with the women, to give this platform to them, to be able to bring in their voices, their opinions, their views, and also their experiences. In other words, what is it that they would want to be spoken of? What is it that they would want to see on the decision-making table? What is it that they would want to see as results of the engagements that are going on?
She further said the aim to reduce financial support for activities that contribute to environmental degradation and climate change, emphasizing the need for sustainable alternatives. Moses Thuranira, a youth representative from Isiolo County,
purely on pastoralism,
expressed that the Fund Our Future climate campaign, led by ActionAid International Kenya, has been a significant and a comprehensive initiative in the global fight against the climate crisis in the Isiolo County, since the campaign has underscored the need for immediate and meaningful action, with a focus on divestment from harmful practices, support for renewable energy, promotion of sustainable agriculture, and a commitment to climate justice. The campaign represents a united effort to address climate change and build a more sustainable and equitable future for all.
A lot of our young people right now are not having alternative livelihoods. This is because we depend purely on pastoralism, and because of that, most of the youths, when they see no other alternative, they engage in drugs and other vices, especially even FGM. That is also one of the issues that is affecting our young girls back there. And because of that, we are even losing a lot of young people, because one of the remedies is to engage in cattle rustling. And we know very clearly is that the young people are usually the ones who are usually used to do these malpractice in our community. And because of that, we are seeing that a lot of youths are actually, I can say, deteriorating as we move further.
Reporting for Hope TV Newswatch, I'm Cynthia Masibo.
Thank you, Cynthia Masibo, for that report. The spouse of the Deputy President, Pastor Dorcas Rigathi, has opened a medical camp at the Miritini Treatment and Rehabilitation Center in Mombasa County. The camp targets those addicted to alcohol, drugs, and substance abuse at the coastal town. Speaking during the opening of the camp, Pastor Dorcas called on the community to be involved in rehabilitation of the addicts and integrate them back once they are treated. During the event, Kenya Ports Authority KPA donated 1 million shillings towards the boy-child program under the office of the spouse of the Deputy President. Many of the addicts have lauded the program, which they termed as their turning point.
It is our responsibility to bring back our youth to participate in the national building. It is worrying that drug abuse has taken root in the communities and especially among the youth for decades. We must win the war against drug abuse. We must help them to break free from the chains and the bondage and make deliberate actions so that we can get them on course.
Now in business, farmers from 4 coffee cooperatives in Embu have gotten a shot in the arm after receiving 75.9 million from the World Bank-funded National Agricultural and Rural Inclusive Growth Project to increase production and earnings. According to Governor Cecily Mbarire, the financial support is aimed at improving existing infrastructure at factory level through installation of modern eco-pulping machines, metallic drying beds, sorting sheds, CCTV security cameras, and alarm systems. Speaking during the disbursement of checks to Murue, Dambana, Kiangangwa, and Kibugu cooperative societies, Governor Mbarire said the funds will also go a long way in enabling farmers acquire essential farm inputs that will contribute to increased productivity and profitability.
Through the support of the World Bank, tumeleta pesa kwa cooperatives ambazo ni 75 million ambazo zitatumika na factories tofauti kutengeneza infrastructure ya factory zao na training. Ile tungetaka kusema tunataka kuimprove production ya kahawa in terms of quality na quantity, na pia tuhakikishe kwamba tumefanya vilivyo to make sure our miller is back and operational. Tupeleke kahawa yetu yote pamoja. We do aggregation of our coffee, and then with our marketing license we sell our coffee directly sisi wenyewe. Hatutaki kutumia middlemen, ndio pesa iweze kufikia mkulima na ni pesa ambayo itamsaidia.
And Rubis Energy Kenya, together with the Premier League official partner Castrol, have launched a campaign dubbed Twende London na Castrol at an exclusive event in Kenya. The event held in Nairobi gave fans an exclusive opportunity to witness the cherished Premier League trophy. Lucky participants in the promotion stand a chance to clinch the ultimate prize, an all-inclusive trip to witness a top-tier Premier League game in London. The highlight of the Premier League trophy event will be its grand showcase tomorrow at the Carnival Grounds from 9 a.m. The venue will remain accessible to football enthusiasts until 4 p.m.
We are doing a lot of sponsorships in motorsports in different areas, and we are testing our products at the extreme conditions to reach the best products and provide this to the consumers in the world. And Premier League is also a great place for us to be, because our brand means, first of all, high quality and passion, but also performance. So Premier League is also meaning performance, best quality players, and a lot of challenge that for 90 minutes, all the teams are playing at their best level.
And in sports, KCB RFC head coach Andre Amonde has urged his team to step up at the TSAP Sevens being held in Eldoret this weekend as the end of this year's National Sevens Circuit beckons. The bankers will have to cope with the absence of Samuel Asati, Elvis Olukusi, Festus Shiasi, Austin Sikutwa, and Vincent Onyala, who have been called to the national team for upcoming competitions. Forward Trevor Odawa has been handed his first outing with the team since the start of the National Sevens Circuit and will lead KCB's attack alongside Elfas Adunga, Levi Amunga, Eugene Omondi, and Bob Muhati.
No, I think basically the team will carry on doing what we have been doing. We've been training. We have systems that Christy Sevens showed that we have systems that are working for us, and we'll continue building in the system and trusting what we can do with the system. At the end of it, the system will carry us and we'll have good results. Not really, because KCB has many players, has younger players, experienced players, and I think majorly, I think in the past, we have always had players going into the national teams, and it has never changed the results or whatsoever the change of the team. So it's just a boost and morale to the players who are back home to be able to rise up to the shoes that are left with the other players and basically give a win for KCB, and at the end of it all, take up the circuit.
Preps are good. I know we have a good team. We're going to give it our all and hope for the best results. No, the team has been training from the beginning together, so there'll be no detriment to the quality of the team. Well, at the moment, 2 points behind Cabras. We are looking, of course, to clinch it, but one game at a time. We're looking at, yes, the end result, the marathon, but this sprint has to start with one game. Our defense has been clinical, to say the least. Our attack has been also without relent. So we're looking at just keep doing what we're doing. Different squad. We appreciate your support. We would like your support at TSAP
And with that, it's a wrap on Newswatch tonight. Thank you for watching. I'm Tess Njenga, and our sign language interpreter is Monica Acheng. Have a good night and a great weekend.